1980s, Dubai was a city of ambition but limited reach. Its skyline was modest, its global footprint still forming, and its air connectivity constrained by the dominance of Gulf Air, a regional carrier that served multiple Gulf states but offered little control to Dubai over its own aviation destiny. The city's leadership, however, had a vision that extended far beyond its borders. They understood that aviation was not just about transportation, it was about influence, access, and identity. It was about placing Dubai on the map not just as a stopover, but as a destination. And so, in 1984, a bold directive was issued by Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Dubai would create its own airline. It would be independent, world-class, and built from scratch. The task fell to Maurice Flanagan, a British aviation executive working with the Dubai National Air Transport Association, DNATA. He was given a budget of just $10 million and a timeline of 5 months. There would be no subsidies, no protectionist policies, and no margin for error. The airline would have to compete on merit, survive on efficiency, and thrive on ambition. Flanagan assembled a small team of aviation professionals and began crafting the blueprint for what would become Emirates. The name itself was chosen to reflect the airline's roots in the United Arab Emirates, while also evoking a sense of grandeur and reach. With no aircraft of its own, Emirates leased 2 planes from Pakistan International Airlines, a Boeing 737 and an Airbus A300. On October 25, 1985, the airline launched its first flight from Dubai to Karachi. It was a modest beginning, but symbolically powerful. This was not just a new route, it was a declaration of intent. Emirates was here, and it was going to grow. The early years were marked by strategic decisions that would define the airline's DNA. Emirates chose not to join any global airline alliances, preferring to chart its own course. It focused on service quality, operational efficiency, and aggressive expansion. Within 2 years, it had acquired its first owned aircraft, an Airbus A310, and began adding routes to Europe and Asia. The airline's growth was not just rapid, it was relentless. By the early 1990s, Emirates was flying to over 20 destinations and had begun to establish itself as a serious player in international aviation. One of the defining features of Emirates was its commitment to innovation. In 1992, it became the first airline to install video systems in every seat across all classes, a move that revolutionized in-flight entertainment and set a new standard for passenger experience. This wasn't just about technology, it was about branding. Emirates was positioning itself as a premium carrier, one that offered luxury and comfort not just in first class, but across the board. The airline's branding was sleek, its livery elegant, and its advertising aspirational. It wasn't selling tickets, it was selling an experience. Dubai's geographic location played a crucial role in Emirates' strategy. Situated between Europe and Asia, and within reach of Africa and Oceania, Dubai was perfectly positioned to serve as a global hub. Emirates capitalized on this by building a network that connected the world through Dubai. It wasn't just about flying people, it was about connecting cultures, economies, and ideas. The airline's hub-and-spoke model turned Dubai International Airport into one of the busiest airports in the world, and Emirates into a bridge between continents. The 1990s and early 2000s were a golden era for Emirates. The airline placed massive orders for Boeing 777s and Airbus A330, expanding its fleet and reach. It launched new routes at a pace that few competitors could match, and it did so with a consistency that built trust among passengers and partners alike. Emirates also made bold moves in branding, including a high-profile sponsorship of Arsenal Football Club and the construction of Terminal 3 at Dubai International Airport, one of the largest airport terminals in the world, designed specifically for Emirates operations. But perhaps the most iconic chapter in Emirates' story came with its embrace of the Airbus A380. This wasn't just a fleet decision, it was a statement. The A380 allowed Emirates to offer onboard lounges, showers, and first-class suites that resembled luxury hotel rooms more than airplane seats. The aircraft became a flying symbol of Emirates' brand, opulent, spacious, and unforgettable. Behind the glamour, however, was a meticulously engineered business model. Emirates operated with a lean cost structure, benefited from Dubai's open skies policy, and maintained high aircraft utilization rates. Its cargo division, Sky Cargo, added another layer of profitability, turning belly space into revenue and connecting global supply chains. The airline's leadership was pragmatic, data-driven, and unafraid to take risks. It invested heavily in training, maintenance, and customer service, ensuring that its rapid growth didn't come at the expense of quality. As the airline grew, so did its role as a cultural ambassador. Emirates wasn't just representing Dubai, it was representing the UAE. Its cabin crew came from over 130 nationalities. Its advertising campaigns celebrated diversity, and its global presence reflected the cosmopolitan ethos of its home city. The airline became a symbol of what the UAE could achieve, a fusion of tradition and modernity, ambition and execution. The 2010s brought new challenges. The global aviation industry faced rising fuel costs, increased competition, and geopolitical instability. Emirates responded with resilience. It continued to expand, adding new destinations and upgrading its fleet. It embraced digital transformation, launched mobile apps, and enhanced its loyalty program, Skywards. It also began exploring sustainability initiatives, including biofuel trials and more efficient flight planning. The airline understood that its future depended not just on growth, but on adaptability. Then came the COVID-19 pandemic, a crisis that grounded fleets, shuttered airports, and shook the foundations of global travel. Emirates, like all airlines, was hit hard, but its response was measured and strategic. It repatriated stranded passengers, maintained essential cargo routes, and gradually resumed operations with enhanced safety protocols. The airline also accelerated its digital initiatives, offering contactless check-in and biometric boarding. It wasn't just surviving, it was evolving. Today, Emirates stands as one of the most recognized and respected airlines in the world. Its fleet includes over 250 aircraft, its network spans 6 continents, and its brand is synonymous with excellence. But its story is more than just numbers. It's a story of vision, of a city that dared to dream, of leaders who took risks, and of a team that built something extraordinary from almost nothing. It's a story of innovation, of redefining what air travel could be, of setting new standards, and of never settling for average. And it's a story of identity, of how an airline became a mirror of its nation's aspirations, values, and global outlook. Emirates didn't just connect cities, it connected people.